Good evening, and welcome to the reflection for St Chad's Day from Salisbury Cathedral. It's the 2nd of March 2021. I'm Canon Nigel Davis, the Vicar of the Close. Till We Have Faces was the last novel written by C.S. Lewis. It's a retelling of the Cupid and Psyche myth. It's not a book I've read, although I'm familiar with much of Lewis's work, particularly the Narnia series. It was the title that appealed to me, as I thought it would make a good title for this reflection, which concerns the tendency of us people in the world to be data-driven. In her valedictory address, Anne Longfield, the retiring Children's Commissioner for England, looked at Boris Johnson's avowed intention to build back better. To do this, she said, it was vulnerable children that had to be at the heart of the agenda. In her speech, she said that an entire generation risks being forever defined by the coronavirus crisis. Some children may start school so far behind their peers that they'll never catch up. Officials in Whitehall have never met the children they are responsible for. She claimed that the government decision makers seem to view children as remote concepts or data points on an annual return. This, in her view, is how children fall through the gaps, because too often the people in charge of the systems they need simply don't see them or try to understand their world. She described the 1 billion pupil catch-up fund as demonstrating the Treasury's institutional bias against children when compared with the 350 billion in lost earnings that could result from school closures. Miss Longfield warned that Mr. Johnson's promise to level up the country will be just a slogan unless children are at the heart of the effort. She called for a new COVID covenant of education and well-being, support in every community. She called on Mr. Johnson to get passionate about making sure that we do not define children by what's happened during this year, but instead that we define ourselves by what we offer to them. She concluded that it was a national scandal that even before the pandemic, almost a fifth of children in England leave school or college without basic qualifications. Of course, the government spokesman responded, "That's why we have enabled the most vulnerable children to continue in school while providing laptops, devices, data packages to those learning at home, and ensuring the most disadvantaged children are fed and warm." Miss Longfield has highlighted the problem that occurs across all areas of a society which is so data-driven. People become a statistic. They have only a numerical value within a computer computation. They are not real to the analysts. They don't have faces. So now you can see why I was attracted to the title of the C.S. Lewis book, Till We Have Faces. The faceless nature of statistics is not new, though. I was reminded of a UB40 song released in 1981, which derived its title from the percentage of the workforce claiming unemployment benefit in the West Midlands in the summer of that year. I returned to the lyrics of the song and found them as fresh and relevant today as they were then. Listen to them now. I am the 1 in 10, a number on a list. I am the 1 in 10, even though I don't exist. Nobody knows me, even though I'm always there. A statistic, a reminder of a world that doesn't care. My arms enfold the dole queue. Malnutrition dulls my hair. My eyes are black and lifeless, with an underprivileged stare. I'm the beggar on the corner. Will no one spare a dime? I'm the child that never learns to read because no one's spared the time. I am the 1 in 10. I'm the murderer and the victim, the license with the gun. I'm a sad and bruised old lady in an alley, in a slum. I'm a middle-aged businessman with chronic heart disease. I'm another teenage suicide in a street that has no trees. I am the 1 in 10. I'm a starving third world mother, a refugee without a home. I'm a housewife hooked on Valium. I'm a pensioner alone. I'm a cancer-ridden spectre covering the earth. I am another hungry baby. I am an accident of birth. 40 years later, those words sound just as poignant to me. With the world being increasingly data-driven, as emphasized by Boris Johnson telling the nation that the roadmap out of lockdown will be determined by data, not just dates, it's easy to sit lightly to figures on a spreadsheet with an attitude of cold, analytic indifference. Yet, behind every percentage point is a real person. Each one of the 123,000 people who have died in the UK from COVID is a person. Granddad, grandma, mum, dad, wife, husband, brother, sister, uncle, auntie, friend, partner. I myself am a statistic, a percentage point. One of the 15.5 million over 60s. And I'm one of the 11,989,322 retired people. One of the 48.2 million, 68% of the people who identify their ethnicity as white. One of the 42% of people with a degree, and one of the 19,000 or so clergy in this country. To those who know me, I have a face and a lot more. To them, I am a person. I am Nigel. All those other percentage points and numbers in my data set are also people. Data is important. Facts and figures are important. Statistics are important. All these things are necessary. However, policymakers need to find a way to give statistics faces, to humanize the maths, enabling them to make appropriate and at the same time caring and inclusive decisions. Thanks for taking time to watch. I hope you have a peaceful and pleasant evening. Bye-bye.